Hey, my name is Sean. Thanks for joining me. I just wanted to share with you um, some, the basic skills when you're trying to lead generate. Lead generation is this word that people like, and I'm hoping you're not doing that. If you're a real estate agent out there, or if you're really any business has a lead generation system, meaning they find their lead somehow. So if you're a restaurant and you open up a store in a plaza and you open up a restaurant, people walk in the door, your lead generation is that location. Literally, that's what generates the people that come in. Maybe you do some social media, maybe you advertise your menu or something new to the menu. And that's what gets people to come in and check out that new thing because they see this dessert and it just looks really good and they go in and see it. But there's a marketing and an advertising campaign that gets people to come into that restaurant. And so as a real estate agent, we do the same thing. We do that through word of mouth advertising. We do that through social media. And we do that through our centers of influence where people around us, that know us and already like us and know us from maybe the past job that we had or a sport, kids sporting events, or maybe you're on the softball team and they're your friends that come play softball with you every week. So we do that in different ways, and we call that our centers of influence. And the way we reach out to them is by, picking up the phone and calling them, going having lunch, inviting them to an event, a client appreciation event, hoping that one day when they need to buy a home, sell a house, or invest in real estate, that they call you. So I don't know why we make lead generation this big scary thing, this big word that everybody doesn't like. I was speaking to an agent recently and they said, you know what? I don't like unsolicited phone calls. I'm like, okay, let's talk about that. I don't like when somebody calls me and tries to sell me something over the phone. I get so many phone calls where people are calling me, trying to sell me something. And I said, well, are you nice to those people on the phone or are you mean to them? Oh, I just don't even take the call. I just hang up. Okay, well, maybe if you change the way you deal with that phone call, you could change the way you feel about making outbound phone calls, unsolicited phone calls. If you call your friend out of the blue, that's an unsolicited phone call. The only difference is that person knows you on the other side of the line. Where if somebody clicks on an advertisement on Facebook and I'm calling them saying, hey, just curious, do you want to see the inside of that house? I said, is that unsolicited? She said, no, because they clicked on the Facebook ad and they're asking you for you to call them. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to understand this. So if you called somebody just randomly, pick the phone number out of the we don't have phone books anymore, but it used to be going, open up the phone book and pick the number. You can't really do that anymore because we don't have phone books. But let's say you just randomly dialed a phone number with your area code and you got somebody on the phone and you asked them and said, hey, just curious, my name is Sean. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty. And I'm just curious if you are thinking about buying a home, selling a house, or investing in real estate, or maybe you know somebody that is. And if you do, could you introduce me to that person? And they say, yes, I do actually. How funny. You called me. My wife and I were just talking about going to some open houses this weekend. That just became a cold call is now a warm call, or maybe even a hot call if that person's actually going to go buy a home. So I just don't understand the fear that comes from it. Really, it's just fear. It's almost like if you walk to the edge, if you were on the top of the Empire State Building and you could walk to the very edge and look over, you're not physically being hurt, but you have a fear that would just engulf your body. Some people get a fear of the phone this same way. It's not like the phone actually did anything to you. It's not like the person on the other end of the phone actually did anything. It just is this fear that comes down. Don't let that fear stop you. Lead generation is the most important thing we do as a real estate agent. I've been doing it for 16 years and it's a great business. So I just wanted to share that. A little quick tip, trick, or strategy in this quick video is how to, beat that mindset issue around around picking up the phone and making a quote unquote cold call, whatever that really is, cold, warm, hot. If the result on the other end is that that person wants to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, it's no longer a cold call. So hopefully this helps. If you ever need me, you know how to reach me. Talk to you later.